Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Faithful Heart. If you're new here, this channel is all about Christ-centered love, marriage, and emotional peace. Today, we're talking about something very important: finding joy within yourself, loving your spouse without losing your peace, loving your spouse without what? Losing your peace. Because let's be honest, marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, but it can also be very challenging. And if we're not careful, we may start tying our happiness, our joy, and everything to how our spouse behaves. But God never designed joy to depend on another human being. Now let's talk about this. The word happiness is an inside job. It's a job that comes from within yourself. It's an inside job. The biggest mistake we make in marriages is believing that our spouse is responsible for our happiness. The truth is, your spouse can contribute to your joy, but they should never control your joy. They should never be in control of your joy. They can contribute to your joy, they can contribute to your happiness, but should never control your joy and your happiness. The Bible reminds us in Philippians chapter 4, verse 4, saying, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say, rejoice. It does not say rejoice in your spouse. It says rejoice in the Lord. When your joy comes from God, you are not easily shaken. When your joy is derived from God, you're not easily shaken. You're not constantly disappointed. When your joy comes from God, you are not easily shaken. You're not constantly disappointed. You are emotionally stable even during conflict. When your joy depends on God, when your joy comes from God, you're not easily shaken. You're not easily disappointed. You're not easily disappointed and shaken. You are emotionally stable, even during conflict, even when things are difficult, even when things are not working the way you want it, or things are not working the way you want. Your spouse is human. They will fail. They will have bad days, but God remains constant. God remains what? Constant. The love of God remains constant. Another point is set your emotional boundaries. Set your what? Emotional boundaries. Loving your spouse does not mean absorbing all their moods, attitude, or emotional struggles. It doesn't. Loving your spouse does not mean absorbing all their attitude, all their emotional struggles. You can love deeply without losing yourself. Setting emotional boundaries means, mind you, setting emotional boundaries means this: you don't allow anger to steal your peace. That is one of the setting emotional boundaries. You don't allow silence to define your worth. Your spouse silence to define your worth. You don't allow silence to define your worth. You don't allow words spoken in frustration to break your spirit. Now, let's go to Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. It says, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Anything you do, when you wake up in the morning, whatever actions you take, whatever thing you choose to do, whatever thing you do flows through your heart. And that is why Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guiding your heart is not selfish, it's wise. Guiding your heart is not selfish, it is wise. You can listen, support, and love without letting another person control your emotional states. You can do all that. You can listen, you can support and love without letting another person control your emotional state. The another point is spiritual reliance. Keep your peace. Keep your peace. When your heart feels heavy, go to God. A lot of people don't believe in that, but the truth is, our joy comes from the Lord. And when you start believing that your joy comes from the Lord, it makes things very easier. So when your heart, when your heart feels heavy, go to God. Before reacting to your spouse, before saying anything, before going to throw tantrums on him, before you do all that, go to God. Pray. Shift your focus from frustration to clarity, from anger to understanding, from pain to peace, even before approaching him. It will help you. Isaiah 26 verse 3 says, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on you. Not stayed on. arguments or expectations or disappointments. You will keep in perfect peace those whose mind are stayed on you. But stay on what? God. A prayer heart is protected heart. A prayer heart, I used to tell everyone around me, if you know me, you will know this. I said, a prayer heart is a protected heart. A heart that constantly prays, a heart that constantly depends on prayer is a protected heart. Another fourth thing I will say is, the fourth point I'm going to make for you is practice steps to maintain joy. Practice what? Steps to maintain joy. Keep a journal. Write out your feeling instead of reacting emotionally. Clarity comes through expression. Now, practice daily affirmations. I choose peace. Continually, I choose peace. My joy is rooted in God. I am emotionally secured. Care for yourself. Care for yourself without guilt. Care for yourself without guilt. Rest, breathe, step away when needed. A lot of people think that when you tell them step away when needed, they think you want to tell them to stay away from their marriages or their relationships. That is not true. Rest, breathe, stay away. Step away when needed. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Choose response over reactions. Pause, pray, then speak. Peace grows in internal moments. And then finally, I'm going to tell you this. Marriage flourishes when two whole people come together, not two broken hearts searching for validation. Love your spouse deeply, but protect the peace God placed within. Protect the peace God placed within you. If this message bless you, please like this video. Share it with someone that really need all this encouragement. Thank you so much. God bless you.